Hello and welcome to another episode of Pakistani Profile. My guest for today has the honor of being the first female judge of a high court in Pakistan. She has not only practiced in the High Court and the Supreme Court but has also taught law in an institute. She is also a writer and has contributed immense amount of articles related to women and children rights. Yes, I have with me Majida Rizvi. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you so much for being a part of our show.
Thanks.
You know, a lot of shows have been done about your work and what you've been doing as a judge, whatever you've done in past, but my first question will be targeted towards your childhood. Tell me about your experience as a child and how you were brought up.
You see, we were 7 sisters and brothers. 3 sisters and 4 brothers.
Right.
But I can tell you one thing, what I today know as discrimination, I never knew this in my family. Because my father was all for female education, and we had equal treatment, equal access to everything.
Right.
And we never knew what is boy or a girl or any difference.
There was no difference.
There was no difference at all.
So you were treated equally.
So, yes.
All right. And talking about, I think your career pretty much says, because you were given that equal right from your childhood.
Yeah.
How did you decide on becoming a judge or entering into the law field?
Actually, I always admired Jinnah, his law, and you know how he saved people.
Right.
And as a child, I used to be thinking I'll become a doctor and an ENT specialist.
Okay.
But as I grew, I changed. And after doing my master's in political science and international relations, I took law.
Right.
I did my law from SM Law College.
Okay.
And as long as I was doing my law, my family was all supportive and all that. But when it came to practice in the courts, they were, you know, they have heard girls are misused and, you know, it's not a field for the girls. And they were very, very reluctant. My brother who was here, he said, this is not a profession for you. You go for teaching, you go for something else. And I said, no, I want to go into practice. And for 6 months, there was a resistance from my family. And I said, no, I want to do this. And I used to nag my mother all the time, I want to do this, I want to do this. And then I said, okay, let me do the training course, 1 year.
Right.
And then we'll see what is to be done. And finally, I think they were so fed up of my nagging.
They said, okay. And they said, go ahead.
They said, okay. And I think after about 6 months or so, they knew I'm not coming back, you know.
Because you were so involved into it.
I will go ahead with that. And after that, naturally, that resistance, 6 months was over. And then I practiced. I worked in one firm and then another firm. Till 80, in between, I got married after, and in 1984, I told the company with which I was working, I told them, I said, I want to do my own practice now. I was enrolled in Supreme Court, High Court, you know, gradually as you practice. All these years, and I said, I want to start my own practice. They said, okay, you go ahead. If there's a problem, you can always come back.
Okay.
But when I started my practice, first 6 months were a bit difficult. Because you see, I had one principle: I will not take clients from the company where I was working.
Right.
And one or two people, when they insisted, I asked my senior, I said, "Okay, look, these people have come to me. If you allow, I'll take them, otherwise not."
So you had to create a completely new base for yourself.
New base.
Right.
But that helped because the company also, some of the cases they didn't want to, they referred to me.
Right.
Then I had my Supreme Court practice. So after about 6 to 8 months, I suppose, I had no problem. Then I had my own practice. And I think this was somewhere in late 80s, I was assisting Attorney General Yahya Bakhtiar at that time in one of the cases which is known as Hur murder case. It went on and on for a long time. Very famous case, reported. And while we were preparing cases, he said, Majida, why don't you become a judge? You're so good. You know, I didn't practice much on criminal side. Mainly my practice was original side, corporate side, and then constitutional petition. So I said, sir, when you talk in the bar, people say this is no place for women.
Yeah.
And I can't become judge myself. It's for you people who see me working. He said, no, no, I must see that you become a judge, you prepare case so well. And those were criminal cases that I was helping him. And then I think he and other people, Fakhruddin Saab and Lakho and these people, they must have recommended my name. So first, when we became 89 after Zia's war, they referred my case, and